Hey guys, it's me T coming at you with a read for today. I think you are pretty in the okay right now. Sorry that you can't see the whole thing. I kind of wanted you to see the reading from above, so hence why you can't see the whole thing, but we're doing it. Oh, give me 1 second. I just wanted to see what's up. I mean, I guess you can see it in the thumbnail, but you can't see it as we go live. But okay, so my phone is all right with us too. So, all right, here we go. So I pre-shuffle these cards because I just wanted to kind of get right into it, and actually that's what I was even getting to do with the A team. So, we're just gonna get right into it. This deck is gonna represent the family, so the feng shui the area on the feng shui bagua map that represents family. So that would be, give me a second. I just want to make sure what you guys are seeing is what I'm seeing. Okay, so this is the psychic tarot for the heart. Okay. Already pre-shuffled these, and these are all already pre-shuffled as well. I turn these over because these kind of show what goes on at the bottom, so we'll tend to those in just a little bit. So let's get right into it. So the yin and yang, well, should we put these away? Yeah, we're gonna simplify as we go because that is what I believe in. Okay, so the yin and yang cards for today, in terms of soul family, which is, I'm going to do this, okay, which is basically past lives, everything that I put in the description box, that's what it, contains, which is past lives, ancestors, the angelic realm, the past in your life right now, and basically, like, when we're talking about family, we're talking about soul family. So the family that connects with you most, okay? So on a small level, on the yin level, ooh, that one did a twister. And actually that's very interesting in terms of what the energy feels like today. Oh, look at how crazy, guys. So we have manifest that came up in the yin, and then we have a manifestation which is the 8, which is so cool. You guys don't see that at all, but maybe you will if I kind of move it. Let's see. Do you see it? Kind of, sort of, not really. But you can see the word manifestation. So, so today it's very interesting. There's a lot of balance energy coming in, since there is, and that's in the yin aspect, right? Balance coming into the yin. I like that. Because, so here's what it's very interesting, because the full moon is tomorrow, or actually like 19th into the 20th, depending on where you are. But so there's a lot of like, and this is like a very, this is very awesome because it's in the Libra full moon aspect, so you are manifesting in a very balanced way. They're telling me to clearly read the book, so we're going to go into that. There's something there. All right, give me just a second to find it. I just passed it. Okay, a new beginnings with that too, right? The 1, actually the 0 would be like new beginnings, but the 1. 0 and 1 are new beginnings to me, really. But 1, I'd say, is the first steps first in the new beginnings. 0 is kind of like the energetic start to the new beginnings. And then, the 1 is the manifested aspect of new beginnings. So it says the keywords are act, create, focus, magic, clarity, and intent. This is a time of great power for you. The manifest card is here to tell you that anything is possible. You have all the tools at your disposal to create whatever you desire. You have a variety of tools that can be put to good use. The ability to love unconditionally, to support, to cherish, to listen, to understand, to forgive, to be kind, to be joyful, and even to be silly, all of these are useful tools in managing affairs of the heart. Now, this is very interesting. I just want to say, oh my gosh, I forgot to take off. If you see my thumb, my random thumb, I forgot to take off my nail polish. That is hilarious. Because I'm like staring right at it, but it's all good. It's super fun. So anyhow, I was trying on nail polish before and I never took it off. So with this manifestation card, I just wanted to let you know that it's very interesting. A lot of us may be feeling a sense of abandoning ship. Okay, there's like a kind of like a chest here, like a pirate's chest, I want to say. So it's kind of like that's like giving me the vibes like you're abandoning ship right now in terms of where you're at. And not in a bad way, you're just outgrowing where you are, right? And you can see that in terms of little signs and signs in the way that you live, and kind of how if like your stuff is kind of like what is it called, like over, like kind of about to like gobble you up, like it's because you really are in an expansive mode. And that being said, not in a hoarder sense where it's like things are gobbling you up, but it's like you've done everything that you could to kind of keep yourself accommodated in where you're at, but now you're expanding, right? So that's like one thing that I wanted to come through that I really wasn't going to say. But here's the other thing that I was going to say is that when it comes down to it, it's very interesting. Sorry, my stomach is really going. I don't know what that is. So it's like, maybe it's like, also that could like, that could mean like butterflies in the stomach. That's really kind of coming up, swirling up, because the butterflies have this type of path, right? Like in terms of like, they just fly wherever they go. So that could mean that as well. But what I wanted to point out here is to be silly, okay? So it's very interesting because I feel as though this is a really good depiction in terms of where you're at. If you are too serious where you're at, those are not your soul people. That's not your soul tribe. Sometimes it's very interesting because we get very serious in terms of trying to be defensive, in terms of like closing up shop, like not letting anybody in. And that usually happens when you don't feel a part of wherever you're at. To some people, this could be really sad. To other people, this could just be like an understanding of sorts of like that this is just not the space for you anymore because you've outgrown. Actually, like it's crazy because like I can really tear up about it because the fact that it's like the outgrowing part is something that you never saw coming, but yet you know it would be good for you, and yet you're allowing it. But the whole thing is, you know, it's one of those things that it's like, since you are a person that cares very deeply about, you know, your family in terms of where it's at, like the family that you've came from, they may not be your soul fam because you don't feel connected to them. You don't feel as if you can open up and be, you know, like your super self with them. Do you know what I'm saying? Like there's something there that's like of a wall, of a judgment, of a unkindness that goes on. And you could have like really dealt with it for far too long, but like not in a negative sense, more so in the sense of like far too long into like it could have definitely felt negative, but it's like you understood why you had to kind of prolong the process, because sometimes to detach from something that you so fully like did love for a long time is not an easy task, okay? So that's kind of like where the understanding part comes from. But again, not a negative thing, it's just like an outgrowing thing. It's like moving on to the next phase. Now, but what you're doing here though is you're manifesting in terms of your envisioning of it. Like you are basically you're basically kind of like supporting the universe, and the universe is supporting you in a yin yang way. Also, there's a heart here, if you can see that. So it's like the heart coming from above, and you're just kind of in a receiving mode of being like, yep, I'm like, you know, there's like this guy went silent. Like there's nothing else for him to do. He's like, he's grown to the full capacity of the blue. And now the A team is literally sending him hearts, which I've been seeing a lot today. In terms of like loving support to meet him kind of at the halfway mark, but also to rise him up more towards where he needs to be. And this guy could be depicted as a guy or a girl. So just know it's like the human element that we're talking about here. So that's what I wanted to say is like, just to close up that, to wrap up that last idea is basically like, if you are a person that, well, I'm just going to put it this way. If you're a person that's been feeling like a little bit lonely, like a little bit like in solitude, you're about to find your soul tribe in terms of, you've been healed now. You've grown into what it is that you have needed to grow into for yourself and for others, and how you're going to help the world. And so this is you kind of like about to, this is what I see here is like the kind of transition. You're about to move from one space into another. And it's really not bad. Like, and what this is interesting. What's coming to me is like, you see the blue? The blue is where you felt cold. You didn't feel really, and again, that's what puts you in a serious mode. That's what puts you in kind of like a defensive mode. You felt cold to the aspect of there was no love there for you in terms of matched upness, in terms of what you receive as your love language. But you are heading in the direction of love, which is the highest and best love for you in terms of feeling it in your heart space, in your heart chakra, in your life, in all areas of it, right? So that's just like that's just super positive in terms of what's being manifested for you. Also, interestingly enough, things are, it's funny, I've been noticing people around me have been like digging through their stuff too. So like the treasure chest is something like, Pandora's box is now kind of like opened in a sense, where it's like people are digging through their stuff. They're pulling up treasures, they're giving gifts, so things that maybe you've manifested or things that people have wanted to manifest for you is now coming into fruition, which is so awesome, especially with this kind of background purple kick of the divine, full moon in Libra coming through. It's like definitely, I mean, we're talking about, two ways of doing things, balance system, growing into what is more in balance for you. It's super big, actually. Let me just see what else this says in terms of the manifest. It says, take some time to determine what your best tools are so that you can use them to work your own unique brand of magic around relationships. Now, with the tools that they're talking about here, I feel is, you are reviewing at this time with also Mercury in retrograde, what is working best for you. You are becoming more accepting of what is no longer working for you to then replace it with what is working for you. So you're kind of like out with the new and with the old, but again, very Mercury retrograde energy, very, what's it called? Full moon energy, right? Because that's what you want to do around the full moon. It's like out with the new and with the old. Very, this is like mindful manifesting though. This is like manifesting with your mind. This is envisioning. This is also through feeling and healing as well, right? So yeah, so you're just like you're cleansing yourself is what I'm hearing, but getting rid of basically all the stuff that no longer serves you to then replace it with the stuff that you really need going forward, which is awesome. Sometimes it's a bit painful to do that, because it's not pleasurable sometimes to unstick yourself from certain situations. But when you know that it's for your highest and best good, you really will be more willing to do it. So just come from that perspective where it's just like, okay, it's for your highest and best good. You're going to want to just kind of follow through or follow the steps of the universe. I've been getting a lot of 1, 2, 3 lately, which is, step 1, step 2, step 3, or 2, 3, 4, that type of thing, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's like, just know that you're heading in the right direction and you are listening to divine guidance at this time, because they are leading you to the path of what the highest and best love for you. So it's really beautiful what the ancestors are sending your way today. This is interesting. So okay, so what I'm getting here is the unlocking of swords is very interesting. Actually, this is interesting as well. So 2 things here. two interesting things I wanted to share is that this could be something ancestral that you're supposed to dig out today out of like a box of somewhere that you're being called to, okay? Or because I just did that, but also in my vicinity, this could also mean like opening up certain albums of photography, right? That like just unlock a whole bunch of stories and ideas and, you know, commemorating people on this day. So that would actually be a really cool thing to do on a Tuesday, is to like always maybe revisit your albums that you've created for yourself, whether it be online or like, you know, in physical form, like in terms of albums that you put together, or scrapbooks, that type of thing. It would be a cool way to honor your ancestors, since we are talking about ancestors on Tuesdays, that it would be kind of like a good thing to do, like, you know, every so often or as often as you can on a Tuesday, because that would really be very cool to just tap into that, to that supportive energy that really is watching over you. You know what I'm saying? That would be really awesome. Let me just take a sip real quick. It's funny, like I feel like there's a lot of fire going on, and I feel like I can't get enough water in. So, which is, I guess, all good, but that's like a very weird sensation I haven't had, like maybe at all or in the longest time. I don't even know what I want to say there, but that's very interesting. So it says, before using these tools to manifest your desires, take some time to be clear on exactly what you want. A magician is always focused on his or her intent before working magic. That's so powerful. I'm going to read that again. A magician is always focused on his or her intent before working magic. So that's really beautiful. So it's like you have to put thought into it first before action. That's super powerful. You have the ability to manifest what you desire now. So take a moment so that there's total clarity. Actually, what's coming up here very much so is total clarity. That's what I ran into today. So I feel like that's what, and it was funny because I was like, I ran into like total clarity for March or whatnot, for like a certain sign. And I was like, I would love to receive the certain clarity that they're talking about, because I feel like I don't specifically have any right now, but at the same time, maybe I'm not meant to, right? So, but now that it's repeating itself, total clarity is yours as of today and or this entire week going forward, in terms of, you know, the ancestors sending it to you. Yeah, just, and to you only, like in a sense of like how you're going to configure your dreams or how you're going to configure your life going forward. So definitely give them a high five and a thank you, like a high five up in the air and a thank you. And a jump for joy, just because that would be special. That's all I gotta say. The card continues to say, or express or whatnot. It says, what do you truly need and want? And that's what I've been doing out of my heart today. So that makes a lot of sense that the heart showed up in this way, because I've been literally just saying whatever my heart wants, my heart will get in this lifetime and beyond it. Like now, always, and forever, in this lifetime and beyond it. So that's definitely what's going on. Absolutely. So on an inner level. So what do you truly need and want? Is it in your highest good? And now you always ask for the highest good of what your heart wants to be manifested, okay? Because that's the only thing that you really want to work with in terms of working in a more simplified way of life. So, because simple is the best way to live. It's the most cleanest, it's the most just, and it's literally way less distractive. So that's basically why you want to ask for that. So you want to, and that's where your focus needs to be at all time, is in your highest and best good, right? It continues to say, is it in your highest good of the other person? And that too, right? Like if you're with another person, you would say, hey, is this for our highest and best good, right? Because again, if you're, depending on what type of lifestyle you live, If you're single, you're going to ask, what's in my highest and best good? And if you're together with the person that you're supposed to compromise with, you're going to ask, what is for our highest and best good? All right. And then, will it harm anyone? I usually never ask that because I trust that when I do manifest, it's from my highest and best heart space. And so when you manifest something with love, it's never really going to be bad for anybody. That's what I truly believe. Magic and manifestation are powerful when you come from a place of love. There you go. That's so that's what it is. It's like the magic and manifestation that I do is super powerful because it comes from a place of love, and that's basically what I believe in. So it says when you do that, you will generate love and more love, right? Amen. So this is why I never ask, will it harm anyone? Because that's not the focus that's not even a question I feel like I need to ask, because that's not like harming anyone is never my intention anyway, you know? It says, be clear, be honest in your intent, and take action to manifest your heart's desires. Now, being clear and being honest with your intent is literally the only thing that you need to do for yourself and for others in order to create more love and generate more love, as they say here. So that's, yeah. And with that comes directness, with that comes, and most of the time, it comes, actually, I'm going to say like all of the time, it comes with directness and more so depthness as well. Okay. Which takes a lot of courage and I want to say a lot of courage, but it's courage that it's like, it's the payoff is bigger than the awkward feeling that may come with it. And that's super huge what just came out of me. So just, I don't know what I even said there, but just rewind back and listen to that again, because that is definitely that's definitely huge. That's a huge statement there. So it says you have what it takes to achieve this. The affirmation says, I use my power to manifest deliberately and with clear intent. The Magician. So this lands on the number 32, the page number 32, which also has to do with a lot of change happening. So maybe the way that you manifest things today, or the way that you usually manifest things today, change. Maybe also your rituals for the full moon. Did you hear me? I love that. So for the full moon, which is the full moon, which is new beginnings. Amen. That is literally, this is why I love when Mercury goes retrograde, because people think sometimes it's like, oh my God, such treacherous energy. And I'm like, no, it's so much fun. It's like, it could literally be so much fun. You just have to kind of roll with the imperfection of it, right? So, there you go. Somebody just sneezed, and that's a confirmation. So what was I going to say? So yeah, you could be finding that you're just like manifesting things differently. You could be finding that whatever you found important once is no longer important going forward. So you're manifesting newer things, or in a more heart-based desirable way, which is the truth, right? That's literally where meaningfulness comes from. That's where a better life comes from. That's where just like you being able to kind of live out your longevity comes from too, because a lot of the times it's like somebody told me just recently, they said how they were telling me how, you know, it's very interesting with the aspect of living life. It's like there are so many moments that they can't just enjoy life because they're not in the moment of life, right? So to them, I feel, or like since that came up, it's not just to them, it's just to all of us, where it's just like we're now finding that manifestation of what we truly desire to experience in this life is now coming to full-fledged fruition. So it's like that type of emotional shit that we want to kind of rebalance ourselves into is being manifested rather than physical stuff. And I feel like, okay, so this is what I feel like with this manifestation. The opposite is going to be true. If you are more of a spiritual person, you might be manifesting more physical, materialistic stuff this time around from the heart. Okay, because that can actually happen. And that exists. And then if you are like if you don't consider yourself to be a spiritual person, it's like you are now choosing to manifest more meaningful and spiritual stuff into your life, because you realize that it's a part of self-care. It's a part of like you no longer being able to move forward in such a fucking what's it called, like dry, meaningless, just that type of environment, that type of lifestyle, right? Like it just doesn't fulfill you. Okay, so you, in order to fulfill you, in order to fulfill themselves, I feel like people are switching their manifestation styles in that sense, where again it's like the two ways of the difference. Like if you were here, you're now manifesting this. If you're here, you're now manifesting this, and vice versa, right? So it's kind of super big. I like that a lot. Are we moving on to the next card at all? Oh, they're telling me clearly no, so there's more. So I don't know why I just got dry run in my head. I don't know if that's for anybody. Let's just see what comes out of that. What I'm getting is they're bringing me to this aspect of the soul, the spirit, and the throat chakra, okay? So, do you see his V-neck? Like, a V-neck stops at, like, your soul and your spirit, and there's, like, a V kind of all the way up until his chin, right? So that's kind of, like, the chin, the throat chakra, and the, you know, soul and spirit area. I feel like those are working right now in terms of like whatever you express, you are now manifesting, okay? So what I like to say, when you express positively from the heart, you will speak, you'll think, and you'll do things out of, you know, out of the positivity of within your system, right? But I feel as though right now, when you speak things into existence, that is actually becoming way more powerful, and way more, what is the word? Interesting. Something like pleasure. I think I was mixing powerful and pleasure today, like pleasurable power. So whether it be singing from your heart, or just speaking, or like, you know, expressing yourself, and there is that blue right there, right? So it's just like the blue chakra. Maybe you want to wear something blue around your actually, I'm just touching my necklace right now, and I didn't even realize I'm wearing something blue around my neck, so that's hilarious. So you may want to wear something blue around your neck to actually help you express yourself better, from the heart, and also cool down your heart, because I feel as though, oh, I guess whatever I was saying there is like the dry run. It's like your heart is really filled with passion right now at this point, and what you need to do is you kind of need to cool it down or rebalance it out with either drinking water, which is kind of the basis of blue, or, you know, drinking like blue Kool-Aid. That would be fucking funny. But also, you know, maybe blueberries or something like that. But definitely to wear something like a turquoise around your neck or whatnot is super big too. Actually, I know exactly the project that I'm going to work on. Do I share it right now? Okay. I know the exact project I'm going to work on right after this video too, which I've been meaning to do for a little bit. That will absolutely, interestingly enough, incorporate both colors, and it'll be amazing. So yeah, so definitely wear turquoise around the neck if you can. All right, are we moving on? Okay, now I'm getting yes to move on. And in the yang, okay, in the yang, we're doing a lot of observing. Okay, so here's what I'm sensing. Very interesting. There's a lot going on around you in terms of just people, okay? Today, I know that I was just kind of flustered by having just like a lot of energy, like feeling a lot of energy. I definitely was in a more observant stance. But you can definitely be an observant of a lot of divine female energy, okay? Also like helpful divine energy. But also where it's like, okay, so my observation, excuse me, today was very interesting. Since there's a lot of since there's a lot of, how do I want to put it? Like a lot of, they're telling me to read the book. All right, they're like really adamant about reading the book. So let me just go into it. And maybe I have to put it, maybe I just need time to put it in a different way. So we'll see how it all pans out. Oh, that's interesting. Oh my God. Okay, this is so cool. All right, this is cool. So it says keywords: release, surrender, reconsider, patience, cycles, perspective. Huge. Okay. So the song by Celine Dion, Surrender, I played over and over and over again this today. Um, it is definitely, she is definitely one of these women here. I'm also getting, very interestingly enough, 12 plus 1 is 13. 13 is a lucky number, but especially for those, and not for those, but like, well, I'm going to say, yeah, absolutely. For those that believe that the lucky number is a divine feminine number, which kind of invites all the divine feminine goddesses from the past, queens from the past, empresses from the past, what else? Deities, the ascended masters, there's a lot of mother god stuff happening today, okay? And there's also a lot of connection amongst women going on today, which is super, super amazing. But I'm going to go into what it says. It says, a new understanding around matters of the heart is waiting to be revealed to you. Be still and observant. Now is not the time to take action. Instead, take a step back and wait. Reflect upon the relationship or issue. What is really happening? Release the need or desire to direct the relationship and simply go with the course of events. I love going with the flow and simply going with the course of events. Thank you. That's the truth. I really do. It's so super fun, and it's refreshing because you don't even have to think, and yet you're just such in flow, and there's just so much to learn about life when you do so. So I love it. And from other people, right? It's very interesting. So it says, when you surrender to the experience, you'll learn a great deal and ultimately get what you truly need. Sometimes it's in releasing that we discover what we really need. Okay, that is huge. I love that. I haven't heard that before. As opposed to what we think we need. So again, your heart knows what you need and what you want. So there's no reason to think about it, just observe, okay? So it says trust the process. Trust has been coming up a lot today as well. So just make sure that the thing is, with the divine feminine being around and very well balanced within their own way, it's very interesting that, the process of trust and faith, and letting go of the outcome, you literally could be around people who are super trusting, super having faith, and letting go of the outcome in terms of just literally like letting it happen, okay? You could be teaching somebody today about letting something just happen, just let it, What else? There could be so the 13 is like, if you break down the 13, it could be 1 and 3 is 4, which is like foundational stuff going on in terms of the unity of all of this. So there could be like a new foundation of connection happening amongst women. Or it could be, if you keep it separate, like 1 as a manifested leadership type of experience, which leadership did come up for me today too. It's very interesting. I think it's number 4 in this deck, which is funny that we're actually saying 1 and 3 is 4. So the leadership in manifestation is the number 1, for instance, and then the number 3 could be the power of 3 amongst 3 people that are kind of getting together in order to kind of set up a more foundational closeness to one another, a more foundational connection that's going on. So that's really beautiful. It says, although forward progress may appear to be slow, now is the time for patience. And patience is faith, right? All things come in the appropriate time and cycle. Progress in improving a current relationship or finding a new relationship will happen when the time and energy are right. When you're open and receptive, this is open and receptive as well. So both, right? The divine feminine and the divine masculine seem to be very open and receptive here today. So that's beautiful. And in a balanced like manner as well. So also in the giving and receiving, that definitely could be the case as well. Progress in improving a current relationship or finding a new relationship will happen when the time and energies are right. When you're open and receptive to the needed change, it will happen. Amen to that, and I pray for that for everybody. It says, during the process of simply observing, you can also gain a new perspective on your situation. How might you think differently about it? Look at what your relationship through the eyes of the impartial stranger. What insights might that stranger offer you? Listen to the observations with an open mind and heart. By taking a fresh look, you'll bring in energies of awareness and transformation. Holy shit, that's amazing. I'm going to read that last line again. By taking a fresh look, you'll bring in energies of awareness and transformation. That is huge, because that's absolutely what's going on today. It's like you're being in observant mode with an open mind. You're looking at things with a fresh perspective, because that's what life is kind of feeding you every time that you end up in observation mode. In receiving mode is also the way to say it. So you're in a big time receiving mode today. And in a balanced way, right? Where you're like active, but you're also receiving. And what do they call it? I think they call it like a receptivity activity or something like that. Yeah. So you're doing that. You're like, that could be like for today, like for me, like the receptive activity I was doing today was like going for a pedicure. It's like you have to be active to get that self-love, self-care type of receptivity, but it's also receptivity once you get there. You know, it's like an activity to go after it, but then it's a receptivity to just chill and kind of be with it and receive it, you know, for what it is. So, and in that zone where you get to kind of restart with a fresh look, you'll bring the energies of awareness and transformation into your life. So that's beautiful. There's a healing. There's definitely a healing coming through. Listen to the observation with an open mind and open heart. By taking a fresh look, you'll bring in energies of awareness and transformation. I fucking love that. Affirmation. It says, I now take a step back and observe my situation in a new light. And the traditional archetype, the traditional tarot archetype is the Hanged Man. And then I think the manifestation one, what would be the number one? I forgot. Would be the Magician. Oh yeah, that's right. Magician vibes. Magician. So we got the Magician and the Hanged Man. That's pretty awesome. Is there more here to say about this at all? Okay, nope, there isn't, so we're moving on. I'm going to leave this right here, just so that you guys can see what's up. And then, at the bottom of the deck, this deck, I'm going to just put it over here. It's Attraction and Calmness. Isn't that amazing? Observe in calmness. Wow, that's crazy. And manifestation attraction. Wow, that's super amazing. You gotta love that. That's amazing. All right, do we talk about the bottom of the deck of this? Okay, they are telling me to... Oh, do I show the top of the deck? Okay, guys, first of all, I just saw this, which is miracles are happening. Miracles are bound. Do I read the top of this at all? I mean, do I read this card at all? All right, they're telling me I don't have to read it. You know what a miracle is. Damn it. You know what a miracle is. The bottom of the deck is defeat is temporary. So here's what I'm getting. This is like a pure message. Pure channeled message is like, the defeat is temporary. The defeat is from the past. And basically what the A team I feel like is trying to channel here is like, whatever you've been defeated in the, or felt defeated in the past, or that type of like energy, right, of defeat, that was all temporary for you to get to this point right here, right now, which is you attracting much better for your life and you being in the peace and calm presence of just accepting, okay, what was, which is defeat was temporary this entire time. So so that's something that you're like coming into an understanding of. Let me just see what's up over here. So I'm going to just read, do I read this? Yeah, it says defeat is temporary. One of the most common causes of failure is the habit of quitting when one is overtaken by temporary defeat. Now, the thing is, it's like you've overcome this temporary defeat, all right? This is why it's like you were absolutely not overtaken. Maybe it felt like that along the way, but this, I definitely sense this energetic connection of like you were here at this defeat type of temporary energy, like you were here for a wicked long amount of time, okay? Even for those that are super patient. It was like defeat was, it was all a part of your world, which was super fucking annoying, but at the same time, it's what got you to being a very powerful and pleasurable attractor or manifester or magician in your life. But as well as on a very big level, you are exuding this this, what I'm hearing is like confidence or godlike self, divinity in your calmness, because you now trust the universe to get you through whatever the fuck it is, to get you further along in your life, which is so, it's so powerful. So here, and look at this, guys, I just want to show you, you defeat is temporary. This is coins, all right? These are coins of positive change, I like to call it. And maybe they're, you know what, they're golden coins. That's beautiful. So you were kind of like, it's like you were being helped by the angels, because coins are always like signs from the angels, right? But then look, on the flip side, it's because you're about to attract all this like bigger money, okay? So, and that's because you haven't quit, you know? That's because you haven't quit. You didn't get into the habit of it. You've literally overtook the temporary defeat rather it having it overtake you. That's the beautiful. And so money bags, right? Confirmation for that. Where it says riches are shy and timid, they have to be attracted. And that's basically what's going on here in your wealth, power, and empowerment. It's like that's what you are, that's what you're attracting today, because you are no longer shy about stuff that you want. You are no longer timid. You are rich in the aspect of asking for it, asking out of your heart baseness. Like whatever you're afraid to ask for in the past or say or express, no longer is the key, is no longer is the case anymore, because I want to say is like you've been giving the key to these riches or this richness in your life that has opened you up. You know, it's like put the key in, turn it into your, like turn it, you know, towards the open part of yourself, like to open yourself up, and you will have them be attracted. So I'm really getting with this S, it's like this is like super money. This is like maybe even like Superman money. Superman was coming up a lot today. Excuse me. So it could be like Superman money. Like you have no idea where this money is even coming from. But this also could be like a big lotto win too of some sort, right? You manifesting or attracting. So this is funny. You've manifested and now you're attracting. Isn't that amazing? So you've manifested with the A-team and now you're attracting that shit. I mean, that's super big. You've observed with the A-team and now you're super at peace in like who you are and how you live your life and, you know, all that jazz. So let's just see what calmness is all about. Oh my God, here's another chest, guys. You can't even make this shit up. It says, kill the habit of worry. Okay, this is what's going on today. You are super in your calmness and you've been super calling upon your calmness because you may have been around people either as of late or just today that have not been calm. Okay, that's also what I'm sensing. So it's like today on a very yang level, you're telling yourself you are going to marry your calmness. You're going to ditch the habit of worrying because that's out with the that's out with the old and with the new, which is the calmness. Okay, so calmness is coming in. And so it says kill the habit of worry in all of its forms. There you go. Amen to that. by reaching a general blanket decision that nothing which life has to offer is worth the price of worry. That is so big, because that is so what came to me in this receiving position that I was in today, where it was like, you were fed up. Like there's a feeling of fed upness when it comes to your worry of like just stupid fucking things, like where it's like, what's the plan? Where are you going? Where's this money coming from? Like all of this shit that has been worrying you, you know what I'm saying? Or that you've been taught to worry about, like it radiated out, like it's healed. Like I said, something was healed today. It like radiated out of you. You could have even been a little kind of like crazy about it, like where there was shaking happening. There was like shaking like of the hands, shaking of the inside of a person, just like kind of like not being able to take this surge of energy. But the thing is, you were releasing it, okay? With this decision that you came up with, to literally accept only what will come which is poise, peace of mind, and calmness of thought, which will bring happiness. Because that's all that you decided to do today, like in terms of saying, hey, guess what? You really looked at life from a bigger scale today, and you were like, you know what, this can't actually go on anymore. Like, and maybe this is why you feel as though you may not be in your soul family just yet, because you have a different way or a different style of living your life, which is not to worry about stuff anymore. Okay. And hence the miracles, right? Because you're just like, dude, life is too short to be worrying about stuff, and not and to be stuff other than calm, right? A calm or anything of that positive note, which is, the peace of mind, poise, happiness. So it's like you've realized that nothing else in life really fucking matters when it comes, like, other than those things that I just listed, right? And so with that being said, you've like released it. It was kind of like a decision whether it happened. Like, I feel like this is a decision that happened within you, but around a lot of people. But you were like true to your calmness, and you were like, you did the best you could to explain yourself. Okay. Again, positive change. Like, I just like how there was the V in his neck, right? The V-neck shirt, but there's also a V in attraction, positive change into calmness. Okay. So it's like it's beautiful. You may have even attracted a gift today. Like, you have manifested a gift today that you've attracted. It came to fruition that created positive change in your life and fulfilled you in a calmness way. But before feeling the calmness, you were a little rattled. That's all I have to say. So that's where like the change happened here on earth, but also with the help of the spiritual realms. But just know, guys, that a miracle is coming in terms of, a better way of living your life, in terms of really making happiness the center of attention in your life. Not worrying anymore about different things. There are things that you prayed about today, I feel, that you no longer wanted to, like, for me, actually, it was absolutely about money, because I was like fed up with it. Fed up with the aspect of how it's like I couldn't find peace. I couldn't find peace somehow on even the smaller things without having worry come up in some way, somehow. Do you get what I'm saying? So it was just like, for me, it was like, out with the fucking old, in with the absolute concrete new. And from this moment on, we will be experiencing miracles of manifestations, attractions, observations, calmness, to absolutely defeat what was temporary, which was anything of the mindset of lack. And that's basically what it is. So, miracles are absolutely coming into fruition when it comes to abundance. So abundance in all the ways that you may ask for. Also highest and best ways in terms of what your heart wants, desires, and needs. One of the affirmations, do I say it? Yeah. One of the affirmations that I was saying today is like, what was it? And I forgot. I said it this morning. I woke up with it, and it was like, first of all, I think I just mentioned the one that, the one from before was that I mentioned. The one from before that I mentioned was, my heart will always get what it wants, right? And needs and all that jazz. But also, it's knowing that your creator is your heart. So whatever is planted as a seed in your heart is literally what you're going to be manifesting positively and abundancizing, okay, positively. I'm going to just say it because it's an exercise of sorts in terms of believing, but also believing that miracles do happen. You guys don't see it, but miracles are here. All right. And I like how I said that. You guys don't see it, but miracles are here. That is the truth. Like, you may not see that the miracles around you in terms of the invisible, but they are around you, and they're really coming to an attraction. They're really getting attracted to the physical form now. So, and that's because you've corrected them on a non-physical, invisible form, or in an invisible way, right? Because everything starts out invisible, right? Like as an idea or whatever, and then turns physical. So it's like you had to come correct in your mind for it to then be attracted. And you had to come correct over and over and over again as a habit in order for it to be attracted, so that you can receive it, defeat all of the negative types of, learned things in your life that aren't of any, any benefit to you. You had to unlearn them. And then that brings a lot of calmness as you kind of you bring in the new, of which is usually the opposite of what you just let go of. You know what I'm saying? So super happy times to come, guys. This guy is super happy. He's excited. So do we end this here, team? Yes. So here, we're going to end it right now, guys, because that is all of what you needed to get out of this reading or what you needed to hear out of this reading. So enjoy the rest of your night or day, wherever you guys are in the world. And I'll come at you possibly tomorrow, maybe not tomorrow, because I don't know if actually tomorrow, I'm just trying to think. I don't know if, I'm trying to decide whether or not I really should take an entire week off and then kind of restart. That might be the case. Where I just like don't do squat and I'm just kind of like being with myself, or if I should create these videos while on vacation. I'm probably gonna end up creating videos, but I'm gonna just say that I wouldn't rely on my videos, like in terms of me coming on here next week. I'm gonna be like a little wishy-washy about it. But that's only because maybe I might want to just take like a clean cut break of doing nothing. So, yeah, because life has been a little crazy, but we're also experiencing a lot of transitions. So I may just have to be with life a lot next week or this upcoming week, whatever, starting tomorrow. And for like the next 5 days, I want to say. So yeah, so we'll just see how it goes. I'll always have a deck of cards on me and stuff. So we'll just use like one deck of one set of cards to kind of come at you with the videos that need to be done. But as with everything is intuition for me. So I would love to come on here every day, but if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be, and that's just how I have to work my life. So, even though it's crazy, I'm actually letting go right now that I feel guilty when I don't do a video, and I don't know why that is, because I think it's just like I like to have a clean cut run of like, okay, like I'm in the habit of doing stuff, but at the same time I have to accept the fact that I'm a human being and that I also deserve a vacation away from doing nothing, because I'm a human being that does a lot. So with that, I have to just feel it out. That's basically what I'm saying. So hopefully I come at you, and if I don't, it's not a bad thing either. It's just that I'll be back on as soon as I possibly can, but always with intuition, like I said. So Love you guys so much. Have a great night or day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.